A couple of days ago, there was a man who was killed on Pleasant Street here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. And it's sad. It's one more death in a motor vehicle accident. And we sure have a lot of them in our country, all over the world. Driving in our cars in a most reckless and haphazard way is pretty common. But here in our little postage stamp in the corner of the country, we have a small population. So when I say that here in our province of Nova Scotia, that on average, one person every week dies in a motor vehicle accident. And I think it's got to stop. I think it's time that we really consider what's going on. And it's a hot topic. Everyone wants to know how to make the roads safer. Our governments are often in the midst of studies. Sometimes they do the studies in-house. Sometimes they farm the studies out to third parties who look out for certain stretches of road to analyze them, to see how we could, throw some money in to improve that part of the road and potentially save lives that way. And of course, there's always room for improvement in civic design. And so there are some probably dangerous places. Also, cars themselves have been known to be dangerous. And a selling point for good auto is that they are constantly raising the bar on safety in vehicles. And possibly that has made a difference with the death rate in vehicle accidents. Because cars themselves have more and more safety features. The car manufacturers, being in competition with each other, are, thinking of this when they're trying to sell the cars. That, well, our car is safer. It won the Safety Award and Innovation Award for Safety. So that's good. That's a healthy thing for this automobile society that we live in. But in my mind, the problem out there on the roads, the reason why we have 10 to 15 hospitalizations every day in Nova Scotia, that's how many paramedics, how many doctors, how many nurses, how many tow truck drivers, how many first response units, ambulance, police, fire, civic servants, chaos, to all the counseling that's needed for the loss of life and the dismemberment and the artificial limbs. And there is such a subculture in the motor vehicle accident economy. And in my opinion, 99 out of 100 of these accidents were easily prevented. Because that one thing we're not looking at as much as we should is us. It's not the streets. It's not the cars. It's us. It's the drivers. It's the pedestrians and the cyclists too. But the drivers are the ones driving around the tanks. Rarely do we consider that we're actually driving heavy equipment. And heavy equipment is equipment that a person can't lift. Even the smallest smart car, our strongest human being, might be able to lift it, but they're too heavy. And we have really, really heavy ones and we have lighter ones. But no human being, not even 2 or 3 of them, could really lift, a Honda Civic. They're very heavy. When we get them fixed, we have to put them up on hoists. So they are very heavy. But it's nothing for an 18 to 20-year-old to get their driver's license, to get out there and drive that car. And the way we do it is our foot touches a gas pedal, and then that whole vehicle, that heavy, heavy vehicle on 4 or more wheels, is propelled in a forward direction at the discretion of the vehicle's operator. And it is us, the operators of those vehicles, that is the problem.